Welcome to the second interview organized by PRAXI Network, partner of Green Project. I'm here for another year on behalf of PRAXI Network to present you a very special case from the Greek R&I ecosystem and more specifically the private sector. It's a mobility innovation consultancy company, Rhoe, which is established in the north of Greece in Thessaloniki. In this video, we have the pleasure to host the CEO and one of the co-founders of Rhoe, Mr. Theocharis Vlachopanagiotis. Mr. Vlachopanagiotis will tell us more about the company, the research activities they implement within funded projects under the Horizon Europe program, but also the challenges that they have faced so far and the company's strategic vision.
In short, what we do at Rhoe, we started as a company in the Aristotle University of Thessaloniki when we were students, and now what we do in 3 words would be we are a mobility innovation consultancy. Essentially, we help big organizations implement innovations around mobility, logistics that help them move into a greener, more accessible, and more affordable way to do things and run their operations. To be honest, we started being engaged into the European R&D ecosystem almost by accident, I would say. So when we were running our company at the start, we were really passionate about us being, of course, transportation engineers. We're really passionate about these new developments that we were seeing in the transportation space. Electric vehicles, you have to think about scooters. So we saw that there's a group of people and companies out there, we didn't really understand how many there were, that were doing similar and very interesting projects around that space. So we were like, okay, let's get involved. And that is how we started. We sent around 1,000 cold handwritten emails to people from different European projects trying to connect with some of them. And that's how we got our start. And 3, almost 4 years on now, we've established this R&D and particularly Horizon framework program as a key part of our company. It helps us develop new solutions to offer through our consulting services. It helps us bring some products, and yeah, that is how we exist in this space. To start, I would say that we don't have any projects that we've finished because we've been in this for not that long, right? As I was saying, we are a consulting company that deals almost exclusively with bleeding edge developments in the mobility space. One of the largest projects we had in Greece is we supported 42 cities in deciding where to put charging stations for electric vehicles, something that very few people knew how to do and how to support. So this is an exemplary project of what we do now. Of course, that was not a Horizon project. That was a private consultancy with cities and other companies working with municipalities. In terms of Horizon projects, we are currently in 6 projects. So the first one that we started is Current Direct, and we are actually technical coordinators there. It has to do with swappable batteries for electric ships, and it's translated into a vertical that we developed for our company through this exploration of Horizon Europe, and led directly to another project, which is called Hypobat or Hipobat, which has to do with charging stations for electric ships. Those are the first 2 projects actually that we won. Of course, on the urban, let's say, side, we are currently running. We just started a project called ZevUp, which has to do with us at Europe developing an answer to low-cost electric vehicles coming from Asia, particularly India and China. So this is a project where we help Ford develop a low-cost electric vehicle for developing markets. And we are not just now starting 3 more projects. We've been very fortunate and very grateful to have a 32% success rate in our proposals. So we are now, when we decided to get into it, apparently it meant us getting quite a few more projects. And now we're just starting 3 more projects, as I was saying. One is called Safari. It has to do with building resilient ports. The main problem behind it, of course, is that ports were designed for an age where climate change particularly was not something that you put in the equation, and now it really is. So how can we improve the operations of ports to manage this new age of climate change and disruption in general? Another project is called High Helios. It has to do with energy storage, hybrid energy storage for cities, and there's a particular focus on islands as well. So how can we support the energy grid? Of course, we come into that project offering our expertise in e-mobility and the demands that we see both from hybrid or electric ships and what comes from electric vehicles running across the road. And last but certainly not least, we are currently starting a project called Energenius, which is trying to deal with how do we manage the energy consumption in the ever older buildings of Europe. And of course, our support there is both in terms of predictive models and optimization, and of course, bringing the mobility aspect, which is increasingly a consideration when you take into account that 80% of electric vehicles are charged at home. It's been quite a journey since we first started. So if you asked me 4 years ago, what challenges do you have? My first and only answer would be, I have to find people that do interesting things to work with, because we had no network. Of course, this still remains a challenge because we may have a somewhat established network of people that we've worked with, but we are ever seeking collaborations and working with new and interesting people and companies to work with. Now, today, I would say our major challenges lie around, of course, managing our work in projects. For example, being a technical coordinator in a project can be really challenging, and particularly working with the institutions of the European Union, of course, requires a certain finesse, let's say. It also has to do with, I think it's an ever-present challenge of when you have a consortium of 10, 20 people, making sure that everyone can collaborate effectively and you have no delays is something that is particularly problematic at sometimes, but really a work of art when you can do it and manage it. And I would say something that does not relate directly to Horizon Europe, but relates, let's say, or it kind of touches on it, is that, as I said, we are a company that is in the innovation space. We provide innovation consulting and services and optimization frameworks and so on and so forth. And we've been struggling to find people that have experience in this very niche space of innovation in the mobility space, and particularly if you take it one notch further and talk about people that work in European projects or other projects. So an ever-present challenge for us and for people that we've collaborated is finding personnel, let's say, finding people that can work with us, that know and have the background to support this. What we've decided to do to resolve that, and it's an ever going process, is we hire people mostly straight out of school. Our average age in the company is 28, I think. So we train young engineers, and we've been actually very lucky to now have members of our team that have also returned to Greece after going abroad to find work, because apparently our objectives matched with their ambitions. So in general, our 5-year goal, right, is to become a leading innovation house in mobility in Europe, right? So that can be divided into 3 pillars, let's say. So one is R&D. This is where the framework programs that we mentioned fit in. Of course, we want to maintain and continuously support our engagement with Horizon Europe, and of course the next framework program when it comes. In that regard, we are always looking to work with new partners, and we are very active in usually writing our own proposals, or being the core groups in proposals. And I think that is what that is how I can explain our success rate. So finding reliable and people with novel ideas to work with to develop our R&D branch is one thing. Of course, the R&D branch directly translates to the consulting services that we then offer to our clients, be it either ports or large automotive companies or whatever that may be. So we are now expanding our services. In the past we worked almost exclusively in Greece, but now we're expanding across Europe. So we're looking for partners to support in this adoption of new innovative mobility trends. Of course, trends is a kind of scary word, because trend can be a bit risky to implement. And I would say in terms of more long-term plans, we have a very tight and very focused product roadmap. So we want to spin out a few products from our company. I know it's a very challenging thing to do. Many companies our size and even bigger have tried to do it, and roughly 80% of them fail. But we are quite confident that we can go against the grain here and launch a few products in the next few years. I think I can answer with an example. So I had a chat recently with a business consulting company here in Greece. Their services are mostly based around Greek programs around supporting, of course, expansion of companies and hiring people and product development, but particularly and solely programs that come out from the Greek ministries of development and environment and so on. And we were chatting about, okay, we have so many companies that are interested in expanding and are applying to Greek programs. Why are they not going a step further and looking at programs and that can help them build similar initiatives with a European support? And of course, as you very well know, it's not just the budget that you would get from a Horizon project. It's that you meet these amazing people and companies, and you work on the bleeding edge of innovation, and you can bring things to your company that other companies may be like 5 years behind you. And I think the problem, the way this translates to the problem that we have in Greece is that while we have a super active research sector, right? Our research institutes are top notch. We have not been able to to translate and make it easily parsable to our industries and our SMEs, right? To see the benefits of European programs. And I'm talking particularly about Horizon because this is where most of our projects are. I would love to be able to change that. We've taken at an ad hoc basis some contracts with other companies of our space that we've helped them kind of get into the rhythm of what Horizon Europe means and what they can gain from that. And I think that the more both you and us can help support more and more companies discover how wonderful this framework program is, the more we'll be able to better adopt, let's say, innovation.